Hi, welcome back to Will Ralli Sport Rally. We are today chatting about wrestling news, the big news item over the weekend, and basically Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch and Sonya Deville. Well, big backstage argument over the weekend after SmackDown finished. Let's get into it. My thoughts and some of the news items coming out of that big story there. Well, so this is what happened, guys, then, before SmackDown even started. Last weekend on Raw, Charlotte Flair wanted Bianca Belair to take the title off her at last week's Raw, but WWE said no. So that was that. So basically, in the end, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair on SmackDown had to just exchange belts there, hand them over to each other. That did not happen, did it? No, it did not. So in there, you had Sonya Deville in the middle, the management figure there, of course. And then you had Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. Basically, they meant to hand the belts over to each other. And at one point, I think Charlotte's meant to give it to Becky. And she meant to hold it up quickly and say, Becky, 2 belts. No. Charlotte Flair was having none of that. And as Becky Lynch went to get the belt, Charlotte Flair went away from her. So Becky had to try and grab the belt off her. And then on purpose, dropped it. Apparently it was an accident, but a lot of people don't believe it was. And then Sonya Deville had to tell Charlotte to pick it up and hand it to Becky Lynch. So that is not in the script, not meant to happen at all. So then she handed the belt to her, and then Becky got her belt and just chucked it straight at Charlotte Flair. And then Charlotte Flair let it drop on the floor, and it was an absolute mess of a segment. The worst segment I have seen for absolutely ages. And then Sasha Banks came in, of course. Becky Lynch left. Did not look very happy when she left, I must have thought, when I was watching it myself. She went backstage. And Sasha Banks came out and had a bit of a couple of words for Charlotte. When that finished, after the show, Charlotte Flair went backstage. And Becky Lynch, not happy at all. At all. They had a row. Becky Lynch was saying, very disrespectful, making me look bad, making me look stupid on TV, trying to grab the belt off you. And so she wasn't happy at all. This was in gorilla position, where the curtain is before they come out onto the ramp there. Bruce Pritchard sat there, Vince McMahon as well, chairman of the board, the boss, and Bruce Pritchard, his right-hand man, right in front of them. So there's an argument. Charlotte went off. And then she had another argument with Sonya Deville backstage at SmackDown. Sonya Deville probably not happy that she embarrassed her as well, because she had to do not what she's meant to say. It wasn't scripted. She had to go off script and tell her to pick up the belt and hand it to Becky Lynch. So Sonya Deville probably was not happy at all about that, making them all look a bit stupid. So they had a confrontation as well. And then I'm guessing Vince or WWE got the WWE security to escort Charlotte Flair out of the arena. Then she went on her phone, I'm guessing, obviously, her other better half, fiance Andrade El Idolo, I was having a match with Pac on AEW Rampage. It'll be, wouldn't it, Friday night, Rampage. And after the show, he sent a tweet out at English time 4:11. So that will be a couple hours after the show. Charlotte Flair was really upset and supposed to have told Andrade. And he went straight onto Twitter and he put this, F you, ... WWE. Probably because they thought WWE were being horrible and the women ganging up on Charlotte Flair. So there we go. That is what happened. A lot of stuff to go over there. Let's get straight into it. So that's what happened. I'm going to go into some stories surrounding that. Right, so we've got the tweet there. Let's go with PW Torch, Wade Keller over there. One wrestler said Becky is seen as a hero for standing up to Charlotte, who over the course of this year has alienated her colleagues backstage with attitude issues. She's been increasingly difficult to work with. That's not very good there about Charlotte Flair. That's not good news at all. On her own there. Then we got PW Insider. They said this, quote, "The Lynch confrontation took place in the gorilla position in full view of Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard, among others, and received the lion's share of attention initially, but Lynch was not the only person upset with Flair. Two different sources described Sonya Deville as mad enough to want to fight Flair, and at one point also having an argument with Flair backstage at SmackDown." Well, oh dear. She's mad enough to want to fight Flair, Sonya Deville. Well, I would not mess with Sonya Deville, fully trained in MMA, mixed martial arts. So it's all going on. So Sonya Deville, not happy at all either. Then we've got some more here. PW Insider again. There is heat on Charlotte Flair in certain circles of WWE for disrespecting Becky Lynch, and some who felt Flair took a segment that was supposed to build herself v Sasha, who came out, and instead put all the attention back on herself and Becky Lynch, when Banks was being placed in a position to be the top babyface for the SmackDown brand. There are some who felt this undermined Banks, whether that was a planned strategy or not. End quote. PW Insider. So a lot of people backstage, the women and stuff, not happy with Charlotte Flair. Apparently they're not a fan of hers at all. So not good at all there. And then just to finish off the news items, Brian Alvarez. Charlotte Flair had some help leaving the arena. They had security escort the SmackDown Women's Champion out of the venue. Charlotte Flair escorted out the venue as well. Whew, man, that is a lot to cover and go over. Right, well, first of all, then let's start with she wanted Bianca to win the belt on last Monday's Raw. So that was quite nice of her, of course, and nice of her to do that. WWE said no, not doing that. Okay, then before the segment of the SmackDown segment, both ladies were not happy with it, wanted to change it a little bit. So that didn't happen either, and Charlotte Flair went into shoot mode for herself, teasing Becky Lynch, saying, "Come and get it," and then she dropped it. So that was unprofessional, not good. I'm not surprised. Sonya Deville was not happy backstage because it made her look a bit stupid, and Becky Lynch as well, and Sasha as well. So it's all going on. That is big headline news in the weekend's wrestling news. Well,